And we're back. It's Professor Lucien, and this is the third video for this week. Got a lot done in the last one. It went a bit long, but that's what it takes to do this. So for the worksheet, for the progress report, you see here, this is the overall. Why did we choose this estimate? Because our R-square values were pretty good. Similar to when we broke it down by site, R-square values are good. Coefficient of determination, if you recall. Good. So, what did we do in the last video? We figured out 6 priorities. Things we're going to recommend with potential losses, which is opportunity to invest and correct. I didn't copy them all. I just did a few of them. I like this. I've got my table 9A. This is the Poinette class code 3076, manual material handling. We've got 4 estimates for future losses or forecasted losses. We went with the 70,000, which is the highest, but we had some really good R-square values, and we had a lot of outliers removed. Come down here. This is the 3076 slip trip fall. Decided to go with the table or the annual averages because lower values for the R-square. And we have a very large difference between what we're saying is going to be lost and outliers that were removed. And so this is something that will help if this is too close. I mean, that's what, a third, little less than a third of what was removed. Here, it's a lot less. So they're balancing each other out. Next is the repetitive motion. What did we like on this one? Well, I don't really care too much for those. I think we went with a low estimate on this one too, if I'm not mistaken. I just haven't put it in yet, but that's where I got. But I've got them all listed here, and I've got my table, number letters all set up, and what the results were. These were the results we went with. So there we go. And then 2 of them were no outliers, which is interesting. But the other 4 were how many? 3, 5, 8. So 12. So 12 of the 15 that were at Poinette are covered in our 6 priorities here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do Madison. So get this out of the way. I listened to the other recording. I like the music. It helped me kind of think and keep straight, but you had to kind of hear me over it. And so I'm going to try to do this one. If you guys like that, let me know. Maybe that's what I'll do from now on, but all right, so what I need to do is start with the outliers included Madison. Priority. Did I go too far? I need the outliers included Madison. Got the overall, I got the Poinette. Then Poinette. There you are. There we go. Okay, so this is what we're going to start with. Did this the other day. Oh, no, video 1. I think we did this. So we're going to copy this over. And it's just Madison. We need to figure, I think it's 3076, but I'm going to look back here. So what's our priorities for class code? It's only going to be these 2. So we're going to do 3076, 3179. Of course, we're going to have to look at it with the outliers removed to verify that. But hopefully, it's just 2 of them. So this is forecasted losses, MAD, and we're going to do 3076. Yeah, because we haven't done that yet. Okay, so this is where we're going to sort by class code. Go far enough over. All right, 3076. That's what we're focusing on. Where does it end? Right there. See, there's not a lot here. Even when we just go to 1 class code, there's some there. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go down and look at the... oh, it's right. We do this one, don't we? Yeah, we do this one first. So we just have 3076, right? Yeah, because if we look here, we got 51 of them. There's 51 of them. This should not have that many decimal points. Okay. Oh, and this isn't clean. And 2024 doesn't have any, but that's just fine. All right. Where is this? Did this change? It did. Cut, puncture, scrape is number 1. All right, let's do a sort. All right. Data. Sort by RPN, largest to smallest. Oops, not. Largest to smallest. And then we go over here, and this would be our 3076 rank. And now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we're going to be doing all of them, though. We might do the top 2. I can't see it going much beyond that. We'll see how it goes. Oh, yeah, look at 4. Oh, no. When we remove the outliers, hopefully it'll clean itself up. Yuck. But we'll do cut, puncture, scrape. What do we have down here? Do I have to... Oh, no outliers removed yet. Save my work. All right, so we just did 3076. I'm just going to go up here and get this thing worked out. So is this all copacetic? It is. We have to redo these, though. And so here we go. There's one. Man, I miss the music. I do. I don't know. With music in the background, it just didn't feel like there was this, like I have to talk the whole time. Okay. I did something wrong, didn't I? I did something wrong. I'm doing one thing, I'm doing another. Edit X values. What's going on? I'm going to redo this. When I do this to 22, insert, scatter, and then when I do select data and edit, and I hit my X values, I go 17 to 22. I don't know. I felt like I just did the same thing 3 times, but it worked the last time. What do they say about doing the same thing, expecting a difference? Definition of insanity. Yeah. There's that. Okay. All right, what do we got here? So, what is that number right there? It is a 12. So, estimating 12. And what is this one? It's between 160 and 180. It's a little of the way up. I'm going to go 165. Did it put the comma in? Okay, it did. All right, let's put these in now. So what is this? 1.2. I think I should just put 1. I don't know. I can't remember what I did yesterday. 0.5947. It's not too bad. This one is 21,591 and 0.4174. So that's our starting point. We got to do the next one. All right. So what did I call this? Mad. But it's also, I need to put the included in there. CLD. Okay. Next step, we got to find the mad with removed, and we got to do the 3076 with it. Was it 8:45 a.m.? 15 minutes and nothing but 90s begins in my house, and then it's cleaning and yard work after I hit Menards to get some additional tools. Data filter, we're filtering by class code, which is over here. just keeping the 3076. And then we'll go down below. We'll see what's there. All right, let's go down below. There's only 4. Yeah, because there was 11. No, there's 15 and 4. Yeah. All right, where am I looking for class code? 3076. All right, we're just going to take out 1. Did I... Okay, that's still there. Got it. Okay. Get rid of these. All right, we're just 3076. Is that right? Yep, there's 48 of them. And did this change? It did. Let's do a sort. RPN, largest to smallest. See what it does. What? What? Okay, so did I do smallest to largest? I knew that looked wrong. Losing it, man. Losing it. Okay, that's better. This is 3076 rank. What do they look like? Well, we'll definitely do 1 and 2. I don't know about 3 though. Don't know. Yeah. So cut, puncture, scrape, manual material handling. Hit save button. I'll do the thing in a second. I want to see. So cut, puncture, scrape, manual material handling. What did we get over here? Cut, puncture, scrape, slip, or fall. And manual material handling is 4th. Oh, isn't that kind of odd? Okay, I need to look at the outliers again. See what they are. Okay, first of all, what is this? And this is the removed moniker. Did it say it didn't go red, and so I'm gonna make it red. Why did I make it red? Badgers, baby. Okay. Manual material handling. What do we have down here? Oh, a slip, trip, and fall, a repetitive motion, and a cut, puncture, scrape. Okay. Well, that's why. This is. I don't even know how far this is going to go. Okay, let's do this really quick here. Let's see. This has to be brought over. All right. That's updated. What? What is going on? Why is my system operating so weird? You guys see that, right? I'm not losing it. Let's try that again. That's really odd and strange. I want you to bring over this. And then what I want to do is you to bring over these. Ghost in the machine. Deus ex machina. It's Latin, I think, for ghost in the machine. Okay. And is this updated? I double click on it to see if it highlights it, and it does. And I don't know why this isn't boxed in. Is this also? Nope, that's clean. Okay, so we have to redo this. Take the color out. I'm going to redo this and this. That's all updated. I got to redo this. Oh, I have to update that too, don't I? Yeah, I think I need the music at this point. Because it would actually occupy the side of my brain that right now is kind of thinking of other stuff. Okay. There, that's updated, that's updated, that's updated. I gotta clean this. Okay, so this is going to be... Okay, well, this is just 3076, right? So I'm going to go 10-1. Forecasted loss for Madison. Class code 3076. Okay. Let's make these charts. Okay. All right, trend line time. All right, let's see what we got. What's the estimate? It's between 10 and 11. It's above halfway point, so I can put in 11. Over here, we're between 25 and 30. It's over the halfway point, so let's go 28,000. Okay, let's see here. All right, we got to put these numbers in. So what is it? 1.1, 0.5997. Not terrible, not great. This one is 3,081. And this number is 0.4159. Yeah, I mean, the high number in 20, the low in 19 is what's really setting it off. If those were more in line, it would be somewhere down here. So yeah, those aren't horrible. 28,000 is, you know, that's considerably lower than the outliers. Oh, man. I would really be pushing it. Because we have, well, I mean, but then that's, the outliers are removed. It's over 10 times higher. I think I'm going to go with this. Usually the first one you can get away with a little bit more. Oh, but then again, we haven't even narrowed it down yet. Okay, so this will be something we reference in the final analysis. But that's the reason being is that this estimation is so much lower than that. And again, it's one of the bigger ones. So that's what I usually go with. But again, this isn't a priority. This is just kind of narrowing it down. All right, what are we going to start with in 3076? Cut, puncture, scrape went from 3 to 1. Material handling went from 1 to 2. What was cut, puncture? There were 3. What number 2? Repetitive motion. Gosh, went down to nothing. It's got 1 outlier, so we're not going to include that. That's interesting. What do we got for numbers up here? We can go struck against. I don't think there's enough there. I think cut, puncture, strike, manual material handling may be the only things we can really look at. So, yes. Cut, puncture is great. Manual material handling. Let's go take a look. I want to look at this again. Yeah, cut, puncture, scrape. Manual material handling. So we're going to do 1 and 4. Because the slip, trip, and fall and the repetitive motion have an outlier, and they are the number 1. So we're going to do cut, puncture, scrape, and manual material handling. So let's go ahead and copy this to a new tab. Okay. And I'm going to do cut, puncture, scrape on this one. The sun just came out. Pretty cool. All right, delete. All right, what are we doing here? FCL Mad 3076. Cut, puncture, scrape included. All right. All right, so delete those two. 3076. I always forget to update all this stuff. I hope you guys are doing it. This is going to be our table 10A. And this is 2024 forecasted losses for Madison. Class code 3076. Cut, puncture, scrape. I mean, I may have to fix that, but I'm just trying to give you guys a heads up that that's probably what it's going to be. But I mean, again, we have to complete this in the other thing. I'm just kind of looking ahead here. All right, so we got to update these. All right. Any zeros? We do. 19 is 0, so we'll take those out. 17 is 0, so we take those out. So we're already starting with two things that were removed. Not ideal. Oh, this is going to be gross. Ugh. Yeah, that's what happens. Look at that. All right, let's do the paids. Oh, this is going to be also gross. Look at that. We'll see what happens when we get... Oh, I didn't want to do that. When we get to the outliers removed, but this is gross. I'll show you why in a moment. Okay, let's put in the trend lines. We're gonna make money. That's what I meant by gross. All right, so what is this? It's below 2, so we have to put in a 1. Estimated is 0 because it disappears. So we're going to go $0. All right, let's put in the numbers here. Negative 0.2. This is really, ugh. Negative 2502. I mean, and this is what happens. Okay, this high number here is not. There's zeros here. If these zeros were put in, this line would change. Do you want me to show you? All right, so if we put in a 0 here and a 0 here, let's relook at it. You see? Changed it dramatically. Where did it get 100,000 from? Did I do something weird there? Oh, that was always there, but then the 0 made it weird. Yeah. So, yeah, not cool. That's why I take those out, just to say skip year. And gross again. All right, save my work. All right, let's do with the outliers removed and see what that does. Oh wait, this is Madison. 3076. Yep. Copy this over. Come on, 50. I need to sort this. Well, filter and then sort by cause. We're just doing cut, puncture, scrape right now. Okay. So, we got to update this stuff. Okay, I believe... Oh, wait, we got to go down here and fix this, don't we? Do we have any cut, puncture, scrape down here? We have a slip, trip, and fall, repetitive motion. I wonder if we should do those other ones, though, because there's an outlier. That may be the thing that really... Because, well, I mean, if we do the manual material handling, there's no outlier, so that's an easy one to do. Because they're all the same. Right? All right. Wait. We have to redo this. I need to get this updated. I'll say, those don't look too bad. No, we didn't do them yet. Ugh. Oh, shoot. That's supposed to be currency. Even though it's 0. That's supposed to be currency. Okay. We'd be filling that in. Is this all good? Yeah, okay. So let's make the graphs. Did I delete those? I did. Okay, we got to get rid of the zeros. Get out of my way. Actually, I think there's no open claim, so that could actually be captured. Let's do it. It's not helping anything. It's yeah, when you don't have any open claims, you can actually include that year. The reason we weren't including it before is because there are so many open claims that it was going to change drastically. And having it be low, it really drives things. It doesn't provide a real good picture. I mean, what's interesting is with the outliers removed, it's not as horrible as it was with the outliers included. But I think that's kind of been our experience, this whole time. All right, so what are the numbers we're going to put in there? We are below, so it's 2. Oops. It's 2, and it is 3,000. 2 and 3,000. Okay, let's get some of these numbers in here. So this is basically a 0. I mean, it's negative 0.04, virtually 0, and 0.0034, which isn't good at all. And this one is a negative 1353 and a 0.1103. We're not going to be able to use this. These numbers are horrible. Get that out of there. But I think there's quite a bit of justification to use this. I mean, we're saying it'll be 2 claims. It'll be about $7,700 in 2024, and that doesn't include one that's $92,000. Drinking coffee. So there we go. So that is our FCL Mad 3076 cut, puncture, scrape, and then give it the old RMVD. Did it keep it red, or do I have to make it red? And this is going to be okay. So I came up with it already. So I just came up with it too soon. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So there is our first Madison priority. We could do the repetitive motion. We only have to do it once. So should we just do it right now? We can do it just with outliers. It doesn't matter. Copy, paste. Turn this into a filter by cause. We're going to do, oh no, we're going to do manual material handling. That's the one that didn't have any outliers. Am I right? I mean, I'll find out in a second here. I mean, what's interesting too is this was also the number one from the other side. Manual material handling, there are none. So just got to do it once. Delete. We'll have to figure out what we want to do to those other ones. Delete, delete. All this, yeah, so this is going to be 0 and 0 and 0. And this is going to be the same as all this other stuff. So I can't just drag that over, but I can type it in. 4112, 28, 78, 2035, 22. There. Okay, so replicate. It's the same thing, with and without, because there aren't any. All right, so let's go ahead and make our figures. Oh, there's nothing down there. Did I delete it already? All right, we got some zeros. Wait, did I clear it out? Yeah, we just have manual material handling. So let's do this real quick. FCL Mad 3076 manual material handling. And I can put removed. Okay. Nothing in 17. Nothing in 19 or 20. We're just going to probably be using the average no matter what. But for the sake of science, we're going to do this. And were there any opens? Yes, there are open claims, so we can only go to 22. All right, let's get this thing. All right. Shoo, excuse me. All right. Ugly trend line. Okay. That's not real because we get zeros in here. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to use this. 18, no, that's kind of false advertising. But that, I mean, if there were numbers in here, that would be great. Why? I thought I typed these in. What's going on? I thought that You guys, I thought I typed these in. What's going on? Sorry, I'm confused here. Table total paid. Is that... Madison 3076, manual material handling. I thought I typed that in. I'm 224 3290. Really? I'm gonna have to rewatch that. MH. This will be... This will be B. And instead of cut, puncture, scrape, it's manual material handling. Didn't I read? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. What are our numbers? It's just above 3.5, but we can't do a portion, so it's 3. It's all the same. What do we have here? This isn't real. 18 and 18. Actually, it's below 18. I'm going to go 17.5, but I'm obviously not going to use that. 5. 17.5. Especially since there's no outliers. All right, what are the numbers here? 0.35, 0.35, 0.3571. That's kind of weird. That the slope and the R square is the same? It's coincidence, I know this, but I don't know, it's weird. 2565. And what are these numbers? 0.9967. But again, I took out the zeros, and that's what it looks like. So if we were to put the zeros back in, it wouldn't look anything like that. So these really should be identified as, oh, it's the zeros aren't there. We're obviously going to use this. I mean, they're all the same. We're going to use the table. That's about all we can really trust. But still, I mean, 8,000 for this, and that's the annual average, right? Yeah. And how many are we expecting again? 2? So there we go. Manual material handling actually has a request. Save your work. All right. What were the other two? We're going to do slip, trip, and fall in repetitive motion for Madison. Should we take a peek, before we do that, should we take a quick peek at the other class code, the 3179? Where's our Madison? That's 3. There it is. Let's just take a quick peek at 3179 and just see what happens. I don't think we're going to get much out of it, but let's take a quick peek. Because there's only 10 claims, and then when we start narrowing things down. So we're going to take a quick peek at it, though. And just even see if it's something we need to look at. This is going to be more of a me being exploratory before we do the last 2 things. All right, let's filter this. We're going to filter class code. And we're just going to look at, where'd you go? There you are, 3179. There we go. Okay. There we go. Get rid of this. Get rid of these. Okay, what do we have down here? Cut, puncture, scrape. That is the only one you'd want to look at, would be cut, puncture, scrape. And there was 2. Is there an outlier up here? Yep, because of one of the outliers. So, we could take a quick look at it. I mean, we're not going to look at anything else for this one because the numbers just don't support it. What is this? FCL Mad 3179. Save the work. I'm going to copy this. Now you realize I didn't do the 3179 cut puncture scrape. Should we take a quick look and just see the direction it goes? Whoa, look at this. Not good, you guys. We taking all this stuff off. So there's just one really high here. It's not even worth it. We'll just take a quick peek at the cut puncture scrape. Let's see here. Is this just 3179? It is. There are only 2 cut puncture scrapes. One of them's an outlier. Is it even worth? No. Are you guys understanding? We had one that was $400 and one that was 80,000. What are we going to recommend? There's nothing to look at. Okay? Do you guys see how that works? So we narrowed it down. It's not even worth it. We're not even going to do 3179. There was a total of 10. There was one outlier, which made it interesting. Take out the one outlier, and it's just... How much was it again? How much was that one outlier? Let's just round it up to 80,000. So this would be down to 2,000 for 4. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Nope. Okay, so let's go back to our Madison 3076. So we did we do 2 of them? We did manual material handling and cut puncture scrape. For whatever reason, right? What were the other 2? Slip, trip, fall, repetitive motion. I do believe we have outliers for those. Okay, we didn't have one for cut, puncture, scrape. For manual material handling, I think we had... We didn't have any for that either? Okay. We had a fall, a strain, and a cut. Cut, puncture, scrape did have one. Okay. So they had 2 cut, puncture, scrapes that were really high at Madison. Okay. Then there's a strain and a fall, slip, and trip. I think that one is a really high one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 127,000. Let's see. So, that's what the outlier removed, and then it dropped down to right there. We were just going to do cut, puncture, strike, manual material handling based on that, but slip, trip, and fall, there's just something really expensive. And that was repetitive motion, but there's nothing. It's 0. There's 3 of them, and the total paid was 40, but then there was the one outlier. I don't think we need to do any... I mean, it'd be nice if we could get more out of Madison. Let's see. Slip, trip, and fall. There were 3... So it's about 3,000 a piece plus the outlier that's down below. Is that right? Yeah, so we're going to do slip, trip, and fall for Madison and call it a day. Okay? And that will be the finality of our priorities that we're going to put into our final document, our final recommendations. Okay, what am I looking for? Looking for this. Okay. I hope you guys understand the reason for that. By showing you the data, I hope that helped. what are we doing here? Is this 3076? It is. We're doing, what are we doing again? We're doing slip, trip, fall. There's all these struck againsts, but they didn't really show up on our priorities. We've still got 2 opened. Let's see what we get here. 4. I can't graph this. Because there's one really expensive one there. And then that's it. So, just going to be using the tables for this. I'm not even going to waste my time. Number of claims. Yeah, it's 0. They don't happen, but when they... Uh-oh. Okay. All right. This one is slip, trip, fall. All right, let's go look at it with the outliers removed. Mad, mad, and mad. The only reason I'm doing it is because there's an outlier. I mean, I could do repetitive motion, I guess, based on that principle, but we're going to be using the table regardless. Because we're just doing slip, trip, fall. Repetitive mode, there's only 3. Well, maybe the same as what we're doing now. Let's see what happens. What is in struck by and against that it's so 4,000 and hundreds. So 4,000 is the highest. And there's no struck by down here. That's why we're not doing it. Just not enough of them. So we won't be doing any figures because we can't. It's just not enough there. So I'm going to kill this. Oh, there we go. Let's see. If I go equal and go back. What am I doing again? Slip, trip, fall. Oh, that's not... Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm doing numbers in my head real quick, but then I'm kind of forgetting. So here's our numbers. Which one are we going to use? Obviously, we're going to be using this one. And it's more or less a really low ask, but it doesn't include this. At least this will be reported. For the same reason, should we do the repetitive motion, you guys? That's the question. Mad 3076. Slip, trip, fall. So what are we asking here? 7,000. What are we asking here? 8,000. What are we asking here? 473. Outlier, no outlier, outlier. And there's a repetitive motion. I think we do it. I apologize. I think we do it. And let's see. So I don't. Let's see what it is with and without. I apologize. I could have ended it right here, but practice, right? All right, so we did cut, puncture, scrape. I believe I was supposed to put an included here. This is 3076. This is what we copy. Paste. We're just going to do repetitive motion. I hope this is kind of helping you guys understand this whole process. I mean, we're getting our fingers really dirty with everything. Kind of want to do the struck by against just to see what happens. I'm going way beyond what I typically do. Repetitive motion. We're obviously not going to be doing this. Do you see? I'd be deleting a bunch of stuff. There's nothing there. So the figures now have become unusable. I'm just going to code this real quick. Mad 3076. And this is repetitive motion. Only did that so I could just fill in one more of these things. Copy, paste. Filter by cause. What am I doing again? Repetitive motion. Okay. So I'm going to bring this over. Where's repetitive motion? There you are. Okay. I gotta go remove the non-repetitive motions. Okay, it's just the one. We don't need these because we won't be doing it. Clear this out. Get rid of that. We're just gonna be using $7. It wasn't worth it. Okay, not worth it. That's not correct. You see, I just wasted time, but it wasn't a lot of time. I don't know if I'm going to include that or not. 3076 and repetitive motion, remove. I mean, you could do every single one. I mean, to be able to ask $7, but yeah. I don't know if I'm going to use that one or not. We'll talk about it next week. But I do want to see, because there's not a lot of work to do, I want to see what happens when we do the struck by. I hope this is coming easier for you because we're doing it so much that you're kind of learning this stuff. What am I doing again? Cut, puncture. No, struck by against object. All right, let's see what this did. Get rid of that. It's saying one claim about 2,300. Okay, I got to get rid of these. These do not exist. I can't graph it because there's not enough, right? Well, no, we can. I just got to get rid of this. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay. Better than I thought. All right, let's play with these a little bit. And, ooh, oh, shoot. My Nothing But 90s has been on for a half hour. I've missed 30 minutes of it. Trend line. We are very close to being done, ladies and gentlemen. And as much as you're like, oh, you did those, what a waste. But sometimes you got to try things just to see what it is. All right, so no outliers. And so all this stuff is the same, right? So that's why we didn't have to do it the other way. All right, let's do some estimations. It's above 2, so I'll say 2. Total amount, it's up here between 5 and 6. I'll say 55. 500. There are no outliers. What are these numbers here? So 0.15, 0.1729, which you know isn't good. This is 670 and a 0.6769. And there was no removals. Or no, there was one removal. I don't see anything in 18. So I deleted 18. Okay, I did. I mean, I wouldn't say it's that much, but I think we had other things that I would love to use this 5,500. We've never had a claim that was 5,500. We're saying there's be 2 of them. Not realistic, not based on historical, but we can use this. I think, I mean, asking for 2,800 versus $700 or whatever it was for that other one, or was it $49? I can't remember. CL Mad. So I almost went through the entire gamut here. What is this again? Struck by, against. Yeah. Oh, I got to put the removed in there too. I'm going to kind of ruminate on this, whether I want to include it or not. How many do we have? What do we have here? So, cut, puncture with great manual tail hand, there for sure. Slip, trip, and fall, repetitive motion, and struck by against. Repetitive motion with $7. But there is a $96,000 claim. If anything, if there's anything that I've seen, this would be the closest to a SIF concern. That the really low frequency, so why be concerned about it? But then, boom, one really expensive claim. Yeah, that's the only one I think I've really seen, right? Was Slip, Trip, and Fall the same way? Yeah, it was. So at the Madison plant, it appears that there are some infrequent things, but some really expensive things. So even though I'm like, well, we don't really have any SIFs, it kind of seems like now maybe it's a concern. And what was the manual material handling? What was that again? Okay, interesting. So we're asking, we can justify 8,200 here. Struck by against 28. All right. So I hope that me talking through why I would select what the estimates will be helped a little bit. Next week I'll review that when we create the final table. So are we adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to our current list of 6? I don't think so. Probably not. But we did discover that something that didn't really give us much, but there was one expensive claim, that may be a separate issue. Usually doesn't happen like that. There's usually more consistency between frequency and severity. But when we narrowed it down just to Madison, seemed to get something different. All right, that's what we got for this week. I'll be adding these extra tables. Post all your forecasted results tables, provide comments for each. And that's what these are. And the comments would be, why these were selected. So you can make sure that, if you didn't write that down when I was discussing it, but I hope you see the justification in them. That I try to be conservative, except for maybe the first one, the most important, top priority. As long as the R-square values supported it. Otherwise, we were defaulting to the tables quite a bit, specifically if there were outliers to help support it too. But then we'll put that all together next week. All right. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need me to host an online help session. Okay. Thanks.